We are out here, Venti viewers, at Santa Monica Pier. We're demoing the iPhone 14 Pro. That's what we're filming on right now with the cinematic mode. Now, Apple has improved the cameras greatly on this iPhone. I feel like we're just buying the phones for the cameras now anymore. I don't really buy the phone for the phone. But we have a 48 megapixel on the regular camera only. All the other cameras are still at 12 megapixels, which is fine. We're gonna demo some of the low light performance, maybe do a little overexposure as well. Then we're gonna head back into the studio, see how much we can really push them in post. And then we're gonna also test out some of the new video features on the iPhone 14 Pro as well. So let's get to it. So one of the newest features with the iPhone 14 Pro in terms of video quality is the active camera stabilization, which is really, really nice. Now, if we switch over to it right here, you can see it does take us down from 4K to 2.8K because it needs to be able to crop in to add that stabilization on there. We can also still film in ProRes, which is kind of nice too. So I thought what would be fun is we would compare it to the A7 IV, which is what we're filming on right here. And we'll compare the stabilization between the two cameras and just kind of see what we can get. See, this is what happens when you try and bank on the one wheel on the sand. It doesn't work.
No shoot.
No worky. Okay, and I think that is as good a stopping place as any to head back into the studio and see what we can do with these photos. Okay, so after having a chance to edit these photos and look at them, I'm really, really impressed with what we can do with these photos. Let's just dive right into it here. All right, so here we have our first image. Let's take a look. We've got 49 megapixels, 8064 by 6048, 74 megabytes. That's a really good sized photo. That's great. This is what I was able to push it to. So let's get rid of this. So here is the after, here's the before and the after. Just kind of gave it like a nice little glow, but even if we zoom in here, we still have really, really great detail all over the place. Honestly, if you shot the same photo with a Sony a7 IV, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference. It's pretty detailed there. Now, next up, we have this closer photo. Now, this is with the telephoto lens, so not 49 megapixels, just 12 megapixels, 432 by 3024, 26 megabytes, still a good size. It's still a raw photo. And let's get rid of this. This is what I was able to push it to, so it kind of gave it a little bit more of a glow effect. So here's our before and our after. Just a lot of the colors coming into it. Very, very nice and vibrant. Now our next image here, funnel cakes, it's still dark. Still pretty dark out, 49 megapixels, 59 megabytes. Even if we zoom in here, this is the raw, still pretty good quality. And then this is what I changed it to. This is your before, this is the after. Just kind of adjusted the angles and things like that. And you can still, I mean, if we go down here and look at this, we can still read, if you want powdered sugar on your funnel cake, it's $10.99, just FYI. So very, very nice quality there. Now I did kind of over edit some of these photos on purpose just so you guys can kind of see what we can push these colors to, and you'll start to see that in these later photos here. So this one here, this was a giant pano that I took. We saw that earlier in the video, me just taking a pano there. 64 megapixels, 62 megabytes. Nice big file size. Even if we zoom in here, we've got really, really great detail on everything. The sky looks great. We got some motion blur in the seagulls there, which I really, really like. So nice big handheld pano. Still blown away that we don't need a tripod to do a pano. Next up, this guy decided to pose for me here. Now, he's pretty dark and everything. This is what I was able to get out of it. Honestly, if you told me this was a Sony camera, I'd probably believe you. The quality is phenomenal. If we zoom in here, we can see his feathers, his eye, just everything. Really, really nice.
really, really happy the way that this turned out, the before and the after. Before, after. So for our next image here, we have this person just kind of walking here. We've got some pigeons here. I did put this in a black and white just to kind of give it a nice little grungy look. Even if we zoom in here, I mean, that you could even crop that in right there and the quality would still be phenomenal. I mean, that's really, really nice imagery. Love that. Now the next one is kind of one of those that I had talked about over editing a little bit. So this is our original image here. We got 49 megapixels, 54 megabytes, good size image. This is what I turned it into. I kind of wanted to bring out the colors in the sky that I didn't even know were there. But just the fact that we can go from this, when we kind of go up here to this very regular looking sky, and we go to this where we have some nice teal and orange kind of cotton candy look. And even if we zoom in, we still have really great detail on the seagull. So just really, really happy with that one. This was the before and this was the after. So very nicely done there. And for our last image, we have this nice image of this chain. As you see, we have this nice bokeh going on here too. Really, really nice shallow depth of field that I really like here. This is what I was able to turn it into. So I went pretty grungy, pretty dramatic on this just to kind of show you guys what you can do. Even if we zoom in here, I mean, you can see that there's a freaking spider web right there on the chain. So very, very nicely done. Really happy with the camera on this new iPhone. So that pretty much takes care of it. Oh, and don't worry, the assistant who was riding on the one wheel is totally fine. He wasn't really hurt, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.